you get injured in the Army.
Yes, correct. Service-connected disabilities. And but more important than that, I know two armies, one before 9/11 and one after 9/11 when your name is Muhammad. I know two countries. One, and it's the same country, it's the same army. One before 9/11 and one after 9/11. So I miss the army and the country of before 9/11 a
Hmm.
lot. I do. Because our constitutional rights were scaled back and all that. And that is painful to me. And I said it before, and I'll say it again, it's the US Constitution is the glue that holds us together. We can be different races, religions, spiritualities, or no religion and all, but at least we agree on every single tenet of the US Constitution. And that is the glue. And we should make sure that we do not let any rogue agent or rogue agency undermine the constitutional rights of any American.
Hmm.
Well said. Well said. Would you have stayed in the Army if you hadn't been injured?
Yes, I love the army. Yes, I would have done over 20. Yes. I love the army. Yeah.
All right. I was in for 3 years, 9 months, 11 days, but who's counting? So, but it wasn't the Army, it was the Navy. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so you get injured, you get an honorable discharge with disability. Is that when your citizenship fight started? And
It was already going. It was already going. So it was, I filed several applications even before that. And what has happened is that they will conveniently say they lost the application. And one time it was very interesting. They said they lost the application, but at that time it was INS. They cashed the check, which was stapled to it. So it was, and one time I was called into the Yakima INS office, and they said they lost the application, and then my wife came in. She said no problem at that time, and her father was in the Second World War. People who arrived at Normandy, beaches of France, and freed France from Nazi Germany. So her father was army. Melissa's father is U.S. Navy commander. So,
anchors
previous,
away.
yeah, yeah. And so, previous wife, which she's still a great friend, was in U.S. Army in the Second World War, who freed France from Germany. And then the deep military family goes a long way.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I was saying.
So she pulled out her file folder
Oh,
containing the
yes, thank you.
entirety of that application and said, go. And then,
And yeah, thank you. I forgot. Thank you. And then and this is David Sturkle, Officer David Sturkle, known very well in Yakima to be very xenophobic and very Islamophobe. So, and then when Anne brought that all the copies of the application, he got so upset and angry, started yelling and screaming at her, and said, "No, follow me and get out of this my office and take her all the way through the hallway and into the what is this waiting area," and said, "You stay here and you won't be." And he came back to the office where I was sitting, and then he reached up on top of his desk, and he reached up and brought down a thick file, and it had my name on it. And I said, "Oh, that's the file you just said, a few minutes ago when my
You
wife,
lost.
you lost." He looked at me and said, "Oh, what can you do about it?" Oh my gosh. So that was like really painful, that, you're supposed to do your duty. You're getting paid from taxpayer dollars to do your duty right, not to have your personal Islamophobic, bias and prejudice come in the way. Follow the Constitution. But
Mhm.
anyway, so that was very painful.
So, do
So
you think this reaction was based on you not cooperating with the FBI or you just being Zahid?
exactly, I mean, Muhammad Zahid Chaudhry was one thing, and
what about the colonel?
yeah, that's different experience. So, and the thing was that the interest was already put into my file. So
Mm.
2003, 2002, it was already the agency interest was already in the file, and being throwing mud has already started. okay, on me, that if I don't cooperate with them, they're gonna throw mud. They're
Of
gonna,
course, all this is happening in the context of all of the Islamophobic fervor and all of the prejudice and stuff
Yes.
that was put around after 9/11. It was tough to extricate one from the other. It was all happening in that milieu. But go ahead, baby.
So no, you're right. So this is what was happening, and it was so hard. So I put an application 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, and I got out in 2005. And so there were several applications even before that, and they would say they lost it, but they will cash the check, and they wouldn't give me the right information that anybody who has served doesn't need to attach the application fee. It is waived.
That is true. Military N400 is supposed to be free. And it's supposed to be that if you serve one day honorably during a designated period of hostilities, you are eligible for expedited naturalization. It's supposed to be a matter of weeks, not even months.
Wow.
This has been decades.
And I have seen that. I give you an example. I was at Fort Lewis, and it was Friday afternoon, and on Fort Lewis in what is this place where they do in and out processing, man? Waller Hall. Waller Hall at Fort Lewis, and there used to be a little INS office there, and they say, okay, we take care of our own, we take care of our, armed services men, unless you are Muslim or it's after post 9/11, Islamophobia, then it's exclusions apply. So anyway, so I was there and I was asking, what's the status of my application? Why it's not moving and why it's not. So they said they looked up the computer and then they said, I don't know what's happening. And then there was the next person to me. Um, and what was his? Yeah, he had come in. He joined. He crossed the border. So and he
Undocumented.
undocumented, and he hasn't started even the application yet. So they gave him a piece of paper and said, "Okay, do this application." Of course, I have filed many, and they're asking him, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And the guy said, "Nothing." He said, "Okay, come in. Tomorrow is a citizenship ceremony." So,
What the
so
heck?
exactly. So that happened in front of my eyes, and I saw it. So he hasn't even started filling out the application, and he's undocumented. And then it was covered. You can see the headline of Tacoma Tribune. It's a local paper, Tacoma Tribune. It
Yeah.
says illegal alien to soldier to citizen. So check that out. Illegal alien to soldier to citizen. Yeah, and that has happened. But me, who have followed every law, every rule, I'm still here and still being grinded between the rocks because I stood up for the constitutional rights, for the Constitution and for the constitutional rights of innocent Americans.